Hi guys, in this episode I went back to the Northern Quarter Gallery in Affleck's Palace in Manchester. If you missed out my last episode where I did an interview with Joe at the Northern Quarter Gallery, definitely check it out. But this episode I went back to speak to an artist known as Paint Sayer, also known as Lee, to talk about his work, the work that he does, murals, and what it's like to do live art, because I was really interested in knowing more about that and about his work. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. It was great meeting Lee, and yeah. Hi Lee, thank you for coming to my podcast.
Hey, how's it going? You alright?
I just wanted to get started where you give us like a little backstory of how you got into making art.
Okay, cool.
Or like why.
Why? Alright. I've always painted. I've always drawn. Everything at college, had like pretty arty jobs until I was made redundant one day and I fell into like the retail trap. I was in it for ages. And then I was working for this company who were just like totally taking me for a ride. And it was complete opposite of what I wanted to do. And I just had it one day and I was like, I want to paint. So I just quit. And then I just started painting, started advertising, that I did wall murals and everything. Yeah. And it was really hard for the first couple of years. It was just like one job here, one job there, trying to get your name out there, and so many other people trying to do it in like little pockets of places and stuff. And then all of a sudden, about 2 years into it, it just picked up and it just became constant, you know? So it was pretty cool.
Did you start out doing like your own work immediately, or did like you do like transcriptions of other people's work?
Yeah, it was my own work. I mean, wall mural wise, it was like the first one, like commercial one that I did was like, it was a Frozen one. So like, can you paint my little girl's room Frozen? I was like, yeah, okay. You know, I can do that. But once I did that, I had something then to go off and advertise with, and then it just kind of went from there, you know. So
you went straight into doing like big scale?
Yeah, I'd never done it before. I did one when I was like 18, 19, who used to help my dad out when he was decorating. Then people find out you can draw. It's like, oh, can you do this? And so that was like nearly 20 years ago. And then I just kind of like threw myself back in, and it's worked.
When did you decide to start doing murals? Was it with the Frozen that kind of inspired you just to carry on doing murals?
Yeah, I think as well because I wanted it as a business as well, and not just like, you know, to do something on the side. I wanted to paint for a living, and mostly it's charged more money with that, and but it's hard part's finding the pricing with it. But yeah, it was just like, wow, I can paint big, I can be free, and just make things my own little style and everything. And I just love going big with wall murals, and that kind of like stuck as like my bread and butter kind of thing, what I do. Yeah. And then from that, I was developing my own style on canvases, and I do original art as well, so my little original pieces, which is pretty cool.
Do you prefer working large scale than on canvas, or is it like you like both?
Both. Yeah. I mean, I love working big because like you can be more free with everything. You're not like stuck to a space, so you can tighten up a little bit when you work on canvas and stuff like that. But when you work big, you can be much more free with it. So I think it depends on what kind of mood I'm in. Like some days I'll wake up and like, oh, I've got a mural today, you know, I'll be excited and everything. But then for a couple of days after that, I can be working on my originals, and I'll really get into it because they've all got little meanings to them and stuff like that. So I can put my personality into the paintings on canvas more than the murals, I guess. So yeah, best
like,
of both worlds.
More personal, the canvas
ones. Yeah, and people can relate to them a little bit as well because they see like little bits of the meaning and they can put their own meaning to it. Yeah. So you got that connection with people as well, so it's cool.
That's important, I think, where it's nice when people can relate to your work.
Yeah, definitely.
How would somebody go about getting a commission like of a mural from you?
Just over my Instagram or Facebook, you know. I'm in here one day a week as well in a Northern Quarter Gallery. So pop in, chat, you know, come up with ideas together and create a perfect piece for them, you know.
What about like custom art and like canvas art? Is that the same? You just come and ask, like, or they can message you? Yeah.
I mean, sometimes wall murals can be like a little bit pricey for people. So there's always the canvas option instead, or if they're living in a rented house, I will always put to them, well, you don't just have to get a wall mural, you know, you can do a canvas, you can take it with you if you want to move or something like that. But yeah, canvas is exactly the same, just pop ideas of what you're into, but your personality, so I can get a feel of what they like, and then I can create something that's like aimed towards them, like to fit with their life kind of thing.
I had a look on your Instagram and I saw that you did a lot of live art. What's that like?
It's amazing. It's like one of those like love-hate things, because like I don't like people watching me paint, but you kind of get a buzz from it at the same time. So I was, the first time I did that was Manchester Art Battle. I don't know why, but I just one day I thought, oh, I want to do that. And I emailed him and got a reply back, we love your work, let's come and do one. And I did it, and I was sweating. I was like, I was so nervous, I was like dripping and everything. But then when I came off the stage, I was like, I want to do it again. I want to go back up again. And you kind of get like this bug for it, because it's like a buzz when you're up there and people are watching. So you gotta there's no room for error. You can't make mistakes, and you end up making your best pieces. Like when you're doing the live art kind of thing.
Do you feel under pressure when you're doing it?
Yeah, big time. Yeah, because so many people are watching you, and there's Overdrawn as well, which is an awesome one to do. It's more of a relaxed social night, and they get live artists painting there, and the audience can paint with them and stuff like that. And
so do you have to go in with an idea of what you want to do, or do you just make it up when you're there, kind of thing?
Yeah, I think it depends on who you are and how you paint, really. I tend to work if I plan something way in advance, I overthink it. So then I come to the night and I won't be able to paint it. So with Art Battle, I decided what I was painting. It was either the night before or on the morning of the day. I can't remember. But I was like, I'm going to paint that. And I did a couple of rough paintings of it, and I was like, right, okay, that's cool, I'll do that.
Is it to a certain time?
Art Battle was half an hour. He gets to paint something on an A2 canvas, which it's testing. But it's so much fun though, and the people that you meet through it as well. Yeah. It's incredible, And Overdrawn, it's throughout the course of the night, so it's more just more of a laid back kind of thing. And yeah, both two really cool events to get involved with. So
about the Art Battle, I saw that you was the winner of that. How was that
Yeah. That was the one I was just talking about. I just went up, did my thing, painted.
So it's like a competition?
Yeah, yes, there's 10 people, so you get 5 in the first round, 5 in the next, and then the audience vote on 2 winners from each round, and then they go up on stage, the easels, and then they vote for the winner kind of thing. And I was just after I came down and painted, I was drinking. I was just just to calm my nerves and everything, I was just I'm glad that's kind of over, Yeah. And then Ross stood at the side of the stage and she called my name out, and I didn't, because I wasn't expecting to win. It didn't register, and everyone was like, "Lee, you're up," and I was like, "Hey, what's going on?" So it was me half leathered. And then I tripped up going up on stage as well, and I won that one. And then I went through to paint. They did a battle royale, which is the winners of the past 10 go up to paint in there, and that was the Albert Hall. And I think there was 1,500 people there in the audience watching, and that was a huge event. That was massive, and got to pull it off. They're an awesome company, And it was just amazing to be on. It's not so much the winning of it; it's being on stage with awesome artists painting, and just be part of the whole thing as the night.
So it's more like friends than competition.
Yeah,
with each other.
Yeah, because everyone's feeling the same. You're in the green room beforehand, and just everyone's chatting, what you're going to paint, and I'm nervous, and so you're all in the same boat, kind of thing. You're all feeling exactly the same as each other, because creative people, they're all in the same kind of mindset anyway, aren't you?
Yeah.
So, you all just go out and you're chatting and laughing and everything, and you do it, and you just do what you can do, and the rest of it's just add-ons, really, bonuses.
It sounds really fun, but I thought you have to be prepared for it before, and
so a lot of people do take weeks to prepare what they're painting, because that's how they work. Everyone works different, don't they?
Yeah.
So
people have to work to a brief, don't they? It's a bit hard.
Yeah, but you're quite free with what you go with Art Battle and Overdrawn, so it's.
Would you do stuff like that again in the future?
I'd love to. I got a bug for it, so it's.
I also saw on your Instagram that you do murals on cars and caravans.
Yeah. Anything that could be painted, I'll paint on it.
How is that different from doing a wall one?
It's not a flat surface.
Yeah.
Because a wall's there, it's just a giant canvas, which is really cool and everything. But when you come to paint on a car or something like that, you've got the turns on it and everything, so you've got to plan the painting over that. And things can look different as well, on different materials and stuff, so it's just really cool, something different,
Do you have to use different materials, outdoor paints and stuff like that?
Yeah, I use spray paint indoors anyway, so it's, spray paints and Posca pens I use, and then just heavily lacquer it if it's on cars or something, and good to go.
What do you think has been your favourite mural, car or wall, which has been your favourite one so far?
Wow. I don't know. There's a few pieces that stood out. I did a giant mechanical bee, at the Blackthorn Music Festival site on the side of a barn, and that's like 4 metres wide. It's huge, massive piece. There's that one. I did a Disney Cars mural as well the other week, and that was probably one of my best murals in my career, because I usually put heavy outlines and everything, because I've worked in like tattoo studios before and everything, and that's just how my art's kind of developed from that. But with this one I didn't outline anything, and it just kind of it's got like a fresher feel to it, so I think that was a bit of a turning point with everything. So I think probably those two are probably my two favourites, I would have thought.
What would you like to do in the future? Like, what would you like to do more of?
Oh wow, paint more cars.
More cars?
Yeah, more cars. I love cars. Some outdoor work as well. I love working on brick and everything, and I'd like to do some of that. I work with other people as well, and just see what like 2-3 minds can come up with for a big like collaboration piece, you know.
That'd be,
yeah, and just like expand a little bit. Be cool.
Do you have any like certain artists that you like or you'd like to work with?
I don't really know. I've worked with Gilby before. He's awesome.
Is he from Manchester?
Yeah, he's from Manchester. He's like illustration work, and we did a collaboration piece together outside Manchester Academy. It was like a mechanical shark, and then Gilby did like a lighthouse and all like the sea work and everything around it, and a ship. And that was really cool because the two totally contrasting styles. It worked.
Yeah.
So I'd love to work with him again. Pete Obsolete, his style's awesome. I'd love to work with him as well. I think that would be like a good contrast as well. So it's quite similar in some ways, but then he's got like this illustration like font that he does as well, and I just think it would work pretty well. So yeah.
What would you say your style is?
80s skate, I would have thought. That was such a heavy influence, because I was like, I don't know if you remember like Fat Willie's Surf Shack and everything, and all the Lost skateboards and stuff like surfboards, sorry, stuff like that, and it's a huge influence on my artwork. So it's quite got like 80s, early 90s feel, I would have thought.
I've seen some of your robot paintings.
Yeah, peculiar bots.
Yeah, I saw them. They're interesting. And at first I thought you was like a graffiti artist, but looking at that work that you've done, it's not really graffiti. It's more like fine art and mixed with the graffiti.
Yeah. I've been referred to as a graffiti artist before and a street artist, and it's something that I'm not. It's just I use spray cans and that's it. I'll paint on anything. But yeah, my bots are something that just I came up with one day, and I was like, it'd be really cool to like, 'cause I think get a bit deeper. Like people are so like worn down with like their everyday life and stuff like that, and so like just go with the flow, and like the little rusty robots kind of thing, just do the thing every day. And then this first one that I painted, he was like holding a bird and looking at it like, is this life? Is this really what it's about?
That's cool.
With like exclamation marks around his head and everything. And I was like, oh, I really like that. So I've gone with like a few more different ones, and each one's got its own little meaning kind of thing. So yeah, it's
so,
like.
Do you get inspiration from like everyday life?
Yeah. Just like something will happen, and I'll be like, oh, that'll make a really cool painting. Just that, not so much what's happened, but the thought that it's giving me like the emotion, and I'll put that into a painting kind of thing. Like one of Leah's peculiar bots of it's called Lost Heart, and towards the end of last year started to feel pretty run down and everything. And so he sat there, on his stone, his head's down and everything, but it's got like a bit of his man karma showing through. Like it's still there, and it's going to keep going, and like he's going to pick himself back up kind of thing. Which that started to happen and everything. So it's that was his little meaning and stuff. I'm doing all the hand actions, but no one can see him.
So if someone wanted to buy your pieces of art, they could come to the NQ Gallery?
Yeah, just come to the NQ Gallery, just get in touch direct, and
and that's the same with like commissions?
Yeah, little stuff like that. If you want to check out what I do, it's just paint_Sayer on Instagram, or Northern Fable Artist. It's more of my originals on there than war murals. And same on Facebook as well, just Paint Sayer. So give me a follow, say hello.
I might see you at some more live events.
Yeah, go for it. You should do some.
Yeah, I might one day.
Yeah.
I need the confidence.
It gives you confidence.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a turning point for people, So it was after our battle, I was like, wow, I can do this. People like what I paint.
Yeah.
And just that confidence boost kind of propelled me forward to like what I was doing.
I wanted to. I have an interest, but I just need to get out there and do it.
You should go to one and watch it first and just see, and then
that'd be good.
Yeah. Get into it after.
Thanks for being on the podcast.
Anytime, thanks for having me.
So once again, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. It was great speaking to Lee and knowing more about his work. If you'd like to know more about Lee's work or commission him to do a piece for you or a mural, then you can message him directly on Instagram at paint_sayer, or you can call in to the Northern Quarter Gallery in Affleck's Palace in Manchester and you can meet him. He's a lovely guy. And if you want to follow me on Instagram, my Instagram is leahjane_art. And as always, if you have any recommendations of exhibitions to visit or people you'd like me to invite into my podcast, feel free to message me on Instagram.